Hello everyone, my name is Nikki, and if you're a regular viewer of the TVI channel, you will know me as Mrs. TVI. I don't have a car, but I do have a GoPro and an interest in history, architecture, but more specifically, cemeteries. It's time to see where I am and what I'm getting up to in my corner of the TVI channel today. Hi everyone, Mrs. TVI here. Dropping in to do another cemetery wandering. Well, this is actually a whole village cemetery wandering. It's a very sunny day here, although I'm stood in a shady spot at the moment. We're in the Derbyshire Dales and we are in the village of Eyam. So around Eyam you'll find lots of green signs and information, and also little burial grounds knocking around as well. And this is the first one. So these are the Lydgate graves, and the graves of George Darby and his daughter Mary, both died in 1666. There we go. And George's wife survived and died in 1674. So it's a little maintained plot here. So as you walk around the village you'll find information boards and boards on houses as well that give lots of information, and it's always worth stopping and having a read of these. You might just find something about this place that you didn't know. So for those of you who don't know about Eyam, we've just had the 2020 global COVID pandemic, and this village knew an awful lot about self-isolation before that was even a thing. Try and get some, and just put some links in the description below to tell you a little bit more about the village. So here we are at Eyam Church, and I would suspect that there would be plague victims buried in here. Or certainly around here. We're going to take a look around this churchyard and see what we can find. There's already some pretty impressive monuments that I can see. Some large tombs, some quite tall headstones again. And it does appear to be quite an old cemetery. So yeah, partially mowed and kept, but partially left for wildflowers, which is always nice. Save the bees. But yeah, we'll have a walk around. What do you think, Lauren? We've got a herb garden here in the cemetery. That's something that's quite unique, isn't it? And there's a bee hotel, a bug hotel. It looks like some... We will have a look in a minute. And it looks like there's lots of wildflower planting going on here too, which is rather nice. This looks like a fairly old section. And just as we go through here, there are the odd one or two newer graves that come into sight. I'm going to try and have a look in the church in a moment, so I'll have a look, see if we can see a Commonwealth War grave, because I know that there is at least one in here. Oh, there it is, speak of the devil, or not, as the case may be. So this one is for Pioneer H. Hawksworth, Royal Engineers, 11th of November 1917, aged 18. So a very young man there. We'll have a look and see if we can see any more. If we do, we'll pop the camera back on, but other than that we'll be having a look in the church. Okay, so I think probably Andy will be nabbing this footage for his video. So we have here Brian Robert, Lord Morris of Castle Morris, 1930 to 2001, and his wife Sandra Mary, 1929 to 2018. Hannah spotted that one, so well done, Hannah. So looks like we have a lord in amongst the graves here. I haven't even seen who this church is dedicated to yet. I shall definitely be having to take a look at that. So as we head back towards the nicely mown front section, we're going to have a look, see what gives with the church, see if it's open. Looks like that could be a war memorial there as well. It's still early in the morning here, it's very quiet. It's lovely. So someone's left a pair of sunglasses behind on that too. Okay, let's go see if the church is open. So sadly the church is not open, but no matter, there's still plenty to see in this village. So let's go and see if we can find any more graves, any more communal graves, and any signs that look quite interesting as well, and see what we can bring for you. So just outside the church, which is dedicated to St. Lawrence, we found this sign, and it says Peter, the third victim of the plague, died on the 23rd of September 1665. Humphrey, aged 15 months, their son, died on 17th of October 1665. Jane was the sole survivor in the Hawksworth family household, and altogether, including her in-laws, she lost 25 relatives. Now, that is a huge amount, absolutely huge, and I can't imagine how that would feel. So as we're walking around this beautiful village, and I have to say it really is a beautiful village, there is a museum. This is the Eyam Museum. Right. And again. How rude. So there's the Eyam, oh gosh, whew. It's one of those two-stroke engines. There's the Eyam Museum behind us, and it is open Tuesday to Sunday, 10 till 4. Admission price for adults is like £4, but there's a family ticket as well. So definitely worth a look if you're in the area. Go check out the museum. There's also, and Andy might not have caught this in his video, there's a decent set of public loos nearby, which are run by local people, and they are the non-smelly kind. We like a non-smelly loo. So we've just come full circle. I can see the back of the cemetery here as well, and looks like there's obviously more land to extend that in the future. One thing I think I might sort of say is it's kind of a pause for thought, really. A village like Eyam, which had one sort of main parish church and lots of, you know, smaller areas of burials, it's a village that obviously had huge problems back in 1600s. I would suspect that there are lots of burials around and about here that are unmarked, and whether we'll ever get to know where they all are, who knows. I mean, we've all heard about sort of plague pits and stuff. I would imagine that would continue here. So really, wherever you go in Eyam, you might find, you'll certainly find a lot of references to the plague, but you might find that you are somewhere where plague victims might have been interred. It's a fascinating village with a fascinating story, and I would highly recommend coming here. We've got a place or two, at least one more place to visit. If not, we might just catch some other bits and bobs as we go around. But yeah, links in the description. Come and see this place if you can. It's such a beautiful and tranquil place. You wouldn't imagine, you know, that it was almost the centre of an epidemic, and the village was pretty much near on wiped out. Fascinating, absolutely fascinating. So we've just driven out of Eyam, and if you can see behind us there, we have this most gorgeous view of the Derbyshire Dales.
Well, I'm in it, so it's got to be gorgeous.
Gorgeous view of the Derbyshire Dales, but we've come here to see the last thing for my video, and that is just in what you can see at the centre of your shot there. So if you're going to be buried anywhere, this is the place to be. So where I am is part of the National Trust, and it's called Riley Graves, sacred to the memory of the Hancock family, victims of the plague August 3rd to 10th, 1666. So I'm not going in, and here we go, look, there's Alice, that's Anne, William, I can't read the name on that one, Elizabeth, John, and then there's a tomb. So at least 7 burials in this little area. But what a place. Just look at that view. I've just trod in some horse manure, I think. But just look at that. How absolutely gorgeous is that view of the Dales. So that does me for this video. It's the first time I've been to Eyam, even though it's only half-hour-ish from my house. It's the first time I've ever been out here. I've had a thoroughly enjoyable day. It's been really interesting. I've learned a lot. If you get an opportunity to come here, come here. If you get up here and you see that, it'll make your year. Try that again. Anyway, I'm out. I'll see you in the next video.